Chapter 22. Branding yourself. You can be your own business. We've never lived in a better era for business, in my opinion. I mean that with conviction. I don't know what the actual percentage is, but the majority of people who have smartphones have social media. Literally, each and every one of us can begin branding ourselves as soon as your next post. No, I'm not saying you're going to start getting paid right away. I'm saying that 15 years ago, that option was not even there. There was no option of anything like that. But today, there are people who can begin getting paid over time just from their knowledge that they put out into the world. For example, if you're a mother of two who comes home to cook every evening for your kids anyways, you can begin documenting videos of yourself cooking and talking about it. What happens over time is that folks can possibly catch on to it and you start to generate organic traffic because people are interested in what you're doing each day when you start cooking. Then once you start making enough noise, there will be people that come around and offer you money for the traffic you're generating. Of course, this does not happen with a lot of people who are trying it, but like I said, the option is there. I'm pretty sure there are guided ways to get you to that point as well. I personally have never done this, but I watch it get done every day. For me though, I utilize my already established personal following to make money. I developed my video production and marketing skill set, constantly branded myself over time, and before I knew it, my phone started ringing just because people constantly saw what I was doing and it was intriguing to them. So I quickly learned that people who are following me are already interested in what I'm doing. And once I actually show some value or cool capabilities for video marketing, they would contact me. I was just branding myself as someone who creates cool videos. People would find their own reasons to see me as valuable. I mean, all kinds of people hit me up. Birthdays, sports, business, music videos, dance, weddings, you name it. So I incorporated my personal branding to be that one who knows everything there is to know about creating video. In the beginning, I wasn't making much money, but in a matter of a short time, I began receiving calls, and more calls equaled more money. So it doesn't matter what you're doing, building cabinets, planting flowers, physical fitness, it really doesn't matter. Document what you're doing by taking video and photos. Then take that content and create posts. Once you get your feet wet with that, start creating a blog. There's plenty of ways to create a blog at a very low cost or for free. Then once you get a little more advanced than that, create a simple website for a low cost or for free. Now at this point, you're starting to look like a business. You have content that you've collected over time and an official place for people to visit online and browse your stuff, all from documenting what you already are doing. It's actually quite simple. In due time, you'll receive your first call of interest and then your first dollar. That's when you start to realize that you might be onto something. Keep in mind, this all started from just documenting what you were already doing. You get my drift? Anybody can get started. Anybody can begin to make money just by branding your own self with what you do and what you know. One last thing about branding yourself. If you know anything about anything, do not think for 1 second that everybody else knows it. That was a really big mistake that I made. I would assume that people knew exactly what I was doing, thinking that what I was doing could easily be done by others. On the contrary, what I was doing, creating these videos for companies, was actually complex. It was complex from both the micro level and the macro level. But what I wasn't doing was creating content that explained what I was doing and why I was doing it. I basically was thinking that nobody would be interested and that they already kind of knew what I was doing, until I started testing it out a little bit. I would post videos about the kinds of video I was doing and why. Then I found that people who were interested would ask questions. I was actually blown away that people actually didn't know this stuff. What types of videos and why they should be used in specific situations. I'm thinking now to myself that maybe I should start to create more content in that lane, by the way. But yeah, I took what I knew for granted and that everyone else was already aware, when they actually weren't. I did practice this heavily, however. I applied this method to my Entrepreneur Insight videos, and that really got a lot of attention because it was something a lot of people could relate to, whether or not they were running a business at all. So all in all, I learned that the value and knowledge I possess could create organic traffic for certain business purposes. This organic traffic could easily be transposed to cash by interest in what I was doing, branding myself.